Hi, this is Jackie, and this is Jackson Rose, and I have my mother Sally with me. And you know Sally from Sally Journey Quilts. If you're new here, this is my mom. And this is, I think the last podcast I did was sort of like I believe it was my 8 years of podcasting.
Something like that.
There's a Diet Coke. Ooh, yeah.
It's been a while. 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so here we are in the place where it all started.
Madison,
right?
Wisconsin.
Madison.
My former bedroom, which is now
sort of my
Mama Kitty's room.
Mama Kitty room, yeah. She sleeps on the cashmere throw behind us. And so I'm sure she may, I think she probably will make an appearance at some point.
Yes. So Lily brought a kitty home from Nashville, a pregnant kitty. And she had 5 kittens that have all found good homes.
Very good.
And Mama Kitty has been spayed, but she's joining.
And all the kitties have been, and she's joining this household.
She's joining this household. So Ribbon has a cousin.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're now fully fledged cat people.
That's true. We're going to go get Ribbon some more feathery toys and some more good fancy cat food while I'm home. But that is probably not.
It's okay. We can't help it. We're those people now.
Right. I'm really looking forward to this. And I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. I do have a Patreon too. And my Patreon folks have been developing these ideas with me out of the limelight, I would say, in privacy, in the sanctuary of the present moment. And I'm just so grateful to them. And we will have another Zoom at the end of the month to gather up our plans for fall knitting, etc. I should briefly just mention, I think, what I am wearing.
Yes, definitely, because you're inspiring me.
Yes. Well, so this is from this absolutely delightful book by Karen Templer called Seasonless. And it is just absolutely my cup of tea. I could show you page after page, but what it is it's a capsule warm-up. And did I say warm-up? Capsule wardrobe. And here are the constituent elements: stockinette, stripes, mosaic knitting, texture knitting, shawl collar, top-down construction
sweater.
Right. Also bottom up and vests, and you do your swatching on these little mitts, and there's hats, and there's profiles in here of various different folks, and I'll just show one profile so you can see where, say, this person has said, well, this is how I would go through and make and fit it into my wardrobe, these patterns.
I love the illustrations in there too.
Yes. And so it's literally like phenomenally adorable and such a well put together book. So I have done the cropped vest. She calls these awning stripes, with awning stripes. And then I added a detail because, of course, I like a little extra. So I put my own racing stripes in and contrast. I haven't blocked this yet, but I'm so inspired, and I could do 100 versions of these. I don't know if you've ever been here before, you know that I love to make multiples. So it's a fantastic way because you never know with the first one, so you just keep developing.
Yeah, and I'm finding that with quilts right now. The same
for
thing.
Sure. So you could develop this into, you could use her patterns or you could apply other things onto it. I have 10,000 ideas, but this is also exciting for me because it's in my hand-dyed yarn.
Yes. Which is incredible.
Yes, so I'm going to show you the The base is called Swagger because it's a worsted Aran. I happen to have the fingering weight base with me, but this is so this is polish here. And so this is a gentleman's green right here. And at the bottom, I have little stripes of these two. So this is Gladness and Prodigious. And then you can see up here at the top is Home. And then it's
what is that?
Home.
Home.
Mm-hmm. And pink gloves over here at the side. And I did not use Jamie's blue. This is Jamie's blue. You can see it's a little darker. Mm-hmm. And I use a blue I call Upward. Mm-hmm. So I will have kits for it. Kits available for this if you'd like. It only for the extra small and cropped, it only took one skein of Swagger in these two main colors. But I should think if you didn't have, all these little contrasts, you might need 2 of each. Yeah. But we'll figure that out. But in terms of these little ones, the cool thing about it is, let's say you knit this and you have extra yarn, it has hat patterns and glove patterns, or you can make a shawl collared sweater and have the shawl be a contrast band.
So is this book available now? Is this the current?
Oh yeah, this is current. This is published by Aramisu, and it's in Japanese and English. Mm-hmm. And it has
that's beautiful.
And it's just so inspiring. And I just love, seeing, I definitely want to make one of every piece at least.
Yeah, I would love that.
And right. So it's just such a great book. I'm not sure if they're available for individual pattern sales or not, but then I'm wearing this with Pittsburgh Mercantile earrings. They're old ones.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I have to say, these pants too, these are Debbie Corb's.
Oh, how cute.
And she gave them to me. And so, anyways, they're just the most, I'm standing on.
Yeah, that's adorable.
From old times. But aren't they the cutest little, I think they're called.
Need to see your foot.
Saddle. Well, anyways. Yeah. So I'm all decked out in Corb gear, and I'm actually I'm developing a Debbie Corb red. It's so fun, and I will let you speak, but I just want to segue into.
This is she doesn't live here anymore, so when I'm sitting in a podcast, I'm
that's
enjoying
right. So this is Upward versus Jamie's blue. If you want to see the difference, here it is. And here are all the other colors. But as you can see, what I do as I'm developing colors, this is just a fraction of them. But I think I asked Mom to pick a set, and then Lily picked a set, and then I picked an additional set. And these are just I don't know. They're none of this is organized like your face.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. So anyways, as being just new at this, it's so utterly delightful.
It's like a new language.
It is a new language. I feel a bit like I'm in the water now. I feel like now that I'm making color, I'm not a land dweller anymore. I'm an ocean dweller, because color is so mysterious. It's so alluring. It's sometimes you catch it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it does what you expect, other times you don't. But I'm sorry, I just picked up a random set, and let me see if I can show you this random set I just picked up. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah. So of course I want to do more Farrell and release more And one of the things I was thinking, Mom, and I'll give you a chance right now, is this is Sally's set. I was thinking of like monthly offering a set, but having it, forgive me, I'm just talking out loud here, but having it associated with a person or a story or a project. And, like I can't do every project every month, but if I have, this is what I was hoping, and I'm saying it to the whole world, but my Patreon, like if I have people who want to work with me on their dream palette and knitting it up, wouldn't that be fun?
Well, that would be wonderful. And it's wonderful for, being able to explore something that's at its very beginning stage. And
exactly, because at the moment I'm working with Debbie Core, but I'm still just working to get her red ready. But you can see how fun to be at the beginning, how fun to learn your own pace, how fun to not be in a rush, to be gentle to yourself, to be kind with yourself. So the whole project of the yarn company, Ribbons and Wreathings, started with Blue Beginnings, which if you've been here, you've seen, but it's the whole point of that and the Sabbath knit along is compassion, is patience.
Is that what you did with the little hearts that you sent out? Was that in?
Yes, that was in Blue Beginning. And I'm still you know what I did on my birthday? It was so much fun. I knit hearts in all of these 6 colors, and then I went for a walk. And out on my walk, whomever I encountered, I was like, here. And they got to choose the color they wanted, which was so much fun. So much fun. Yeah. So anyways, but Blue Beginning, I still have a little bit left to knit some more hearts. And that's been amazing. I even developed another knitting practice, which I think is so much fun, where if I'm thinking about doing a color, I will take one string of it, just one strand, and tie it on my neck. Like just tie a little, just that kind of knot that you have to cut it off later, and I wear it, and I let it be almost like an antenna to the world. Like, and I practice being with that color. Even though it's so little, I don't care. I feel like color...
It's like almost sinks into your skin?
Well, I think color... I'm not making this up. It contributes to the atmosphere around you. It contributes to your energy. It contributes to your...
Well, it interacts. I mean, it changes based on
where you are, what time of day, all of those things. It's not one thing at all, as I know so well from my mother. This is why I absolutely delighting no intermediary between me and color. Except the mystery itself of color and how it is such a shape-shifting thing that you can listen to and that speaks to you, because I am sure there are colors that you put on and you feel transformed in them, or that you feel a whole gamut of feelings in.
Yeah, and you might not even be aware of that it's the color when you put it on. You just put it on and then suddenly, your whole day goes better.
Or you have memories associated with that color. Or you, and the funny thing is like, I think I'll just show you in my hand. If I develop a color, I also have, I develop it and develop it and develop it until I'm
I love that.
oh, this is the one I want. But then I keep all of these too as stories, or maybe they'll work better in something else. But I can't wait, and I hope to share these things with you. I also think about this book and this palette and having 6 to choose from. I just feel very strongly that I want to see things knit and not just release color without seeing it in
Oh, yeah, I
wool,
think
you know?
yeah.
And so that's why I can't just release 70 colors
No,
right
it's
now.
just that patience and letting things unfold.
Yes.
And, you know, because I wake up with my mind just full of quilts. I mean, I must sleep with them, and then I wake up and I'm going like, oh, I could do this, you know, and it's just kind of a color explosion in my mind.
Right.
But it's that reminder when I sit and actually start the quilting, how that's a different thing to be in the moment with your craft and your art and the patience to see it evolve, because my mind works faster than what my hands can work.
I wonder, I never read the book Thinking Fast and Thinking Slow, but the thinking fast is all the imaginings and all the possibilities, which is wonderful and
very
overwhelming. And thinking slow is when it's on in your hands. And
which is why a daily practice is so helpful.
Yes. You have to start somewhere. So this is the base, and then I'll just keep adding to this base. Because, for instance, a nice tan or a nice brown with this. I mean, it
just so reminds me of Grandma Gert's little cashmere sweater.
Oh, I know. And I called this pink gloves, and because I completely want to make gloves with it, but I want to make a full-size garment with it too. And I do think it would be amazing.
It's beautiful.
Like this one would be amazing. You know, the Yuwa I made, which is the yellow, and it was a Surrey sweater. I mean, this would be beautiful as a Surrey Yuwa as well, I think. But I also just wanted to say something too, just like about being respectful of all phases of our making too, is when something's on your needles is so different than when you get it off your needles. And you start wearing it with things in your wardrobe. Because I have to say, this particular vest, first of all, you put it on yourself, big transformation, and you're evaluating. Then you have to deal with the project and what you think of yourself, and that can be
depending on the day. Right?
Exactly. That can be rough going or amazing, whatever. It can be all of the above. Also, it becomes, then all the colors take on everything else you own and have to integrate and become part of the community in your closet.
Yes.
And which thing is a prima donna and which thing, and I have to say, this goes with, and then I look forward to sharing that, like with polka dots, with stripes, with chambray, with denim, with floral. It's just so, it's so perky and fun, yet subtle. Like, I think this particular colorway that I did behaves really well and sets things off.
And what I'm thinking, because of being I'm a knitter down the line on my crafting, but that looks like something that could be accomplished in a relatively short period of time. So you get like you can go, oh, I would like a vest for fall.
Yeah.
And you'd have it in a month. You know, a slower knitters would take a month to do it.
And can you imagine what you could make to go with it then?
I mean, I'm thinking of a really deep eggplant and an orange and gold and all the colors of the leaves out there.
For sure.
Yum.
And so it's absolutely a great pattern, a great book. I couldn't recommend it enough. It will be no surprise. I will be using this book to explore this swagger base. And be a place where I don't have to go to all the trouble of inventing the pattern and figuring that out. It's just like a menu to explore.
Well, that's what I love about this whole community, is because, you know, and I have the parallel community of sewing and quilting and that. And you're at the point where you're dyeing your own fabrics. And so, and there's a whole realm of people dyeing their own fabrics, and it's such a fun club to start to be aware of. As you understand, like I'm watching you, and I get a much better idea of what goes into that. That it's just not like something that people just, throw open the Crayola.
Oh God,
there's so much to it.
All these colors, and I should do a shout out. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I just want to do a shout out to Color Alchemy and Alana, who I learned this all from. And she's an amazing teacher. Her method, which, you take the class, but it is how to achieve any color you want, mixing from primary colors. So it's very deliberate. So you will literally look at your color and you're not buying a sage and then adding whatever to it. You're making it from scratch, every single one of them, but then you can control all the calibrations until it gets there. And all of those miscues along the way train your eye.
Yes. Oh, no, it's just so exciting.
Right. But I feel like you were making a parallel to quilting and having a form that you can be creative within.
Right. And it's kind of what I explored when I was learning watercolor, because that was the same thing. It was kind of like, I'm starting out with this little primary colors and mixing them together. And, even the paint, when there's more colors to choose from, you're still mixing colors when you put watercolor down on the page. And so doing that was like my first experience of dyeing fabric, because I cut those up and made them into paper quilts. But there's what I was trying to get to with the quilting parallel to the knitting thing is that there's so many different aspects of it. And by having this simplified framework, like you're doing this vest, and there's 1,000 vest patterns out there, but you don't have to get caught up in that. You can take this as like a blank canvas that somebody else, thank goodness there's people that's what their passion is.
Right.
We all have our gifts and our passion.
Right.
And some people, just as in the quilt world, want to make patterns for people. That's what they love. They love the math of it. They love seeing what happens. And I don't know. I don't have to go on so much more, but I mean, it's just, it's color. Right now I'm in this exploring. I'm back to the 2-inch square, and how basic is that? And yet I'm building, my dream of having a pile of quilts my legacy of passing on a pile of quilts is happening because I've gotten my mind into this more simple, see what happens with these colors within this simple framework. And, even though when I wake up in the morning, I'm seeing stars and diamonds.
Well, should we talk about, and did you actually get the original quilt? Is that what's over there, or did you?
The original quilt is right behind me.
This is it?
That's one of them. I made 2 of them, and it's in that pile.
And the other one's here too?
The other one is in there somewhere. It's kind of maybe even on the bottom. But
okay, well, I will. Okay, so why don't you talk about the geometric? We'll come back, but just to make your point. Oh, okay, you can't sit down on this right now. You do have a pile of quilts. Okay. So this is a 25 patch. I'm going to talk about what I know. And this is a 4 patch. In order to put a 4 patch on a 25 patch, the 4 patch had a border around it. And then that was the major thing. And then So in order to stagger them, there's, I don't know what this would be called, a
3/5.
Yeah, a 3/5 patch.
Yeah.
So there's columns of 25 patch, 4 patch, 25, 4, all the way through. And this design, this was just Sally's little...
Well, coming off of a whole bunch of other quilts with the 2-inch squares.
And of course, we don't have the right format. But I thought this was staggeringly wonderful. And you don't really... And of course, it's Sally, so it's all hand quilted. And I said, Mom, I love this. We need to write a quilt pattern for this so other people can make it. And, share your way of quilting, because Sally's way of quilting is so generous and it leans so much towards self-expression and so far from obedience.
That's for sure.
So the major quality of it is generosity. And, I have to say, when, for instance, I knit a sweater by Hiroko Payne. I know I did her sewed sweater, which was an elaborate cable sweater, and then I did another sweater. It was marled, ferile. When I was working those designs, both of them, I did them like I just followed her because I wanted to. I said to her, I remember that it was like reading Proust or James Joyce, that when you're with a design that's really, you're also with the designer.
Yes.
And so, I think we ought to encourage Sally, and I can help her to write this up as a pattern so you can encounter the generosity and joy of Sally by just following along. But in order to make this happen, things happen over time. I said, Sally, you have to do it again. Why did I say that? And why? And you never do things
I never do it twice, and I did it twice, and
you were like,
I'm not doing this again. No, I mean, I love the second quilt that I made. There's no question about it. But it was like, it was fighting with all those quilts I wake up with in the morning.
Right.
And it's like, I can't do another one of these.
But I wanted her to do another one of them so that she could really understand. So it wasn't just the fever of following the idea,
but
but
if I try this?
The cold consideration of, is that idea worth doing? Is it easy enough to do? Can people follow it? And because the idea was, and with Sally, you do not need to go in and buy all the fabrics. You collect them, and they are things from your child, so you collect handkerchiefs, old shirts, you thrift things, you go to antique stores and you get a little swatch or some treasure from Circa Fabric, and you have a small pile of little cherished memories, little cherished...
Yeah, definitely. They're full of stories.
Right. And so that was the other thing, that this quilt, I don't know, it had enough structure that it could, just like we were talking about this could hold all the color, this book. This quilt holds all of this pattern, texture, color, memory, experience, time. Right?
Right.
So you made a second one.
Yeah, I made a second one. And I have to say to the world out there, I mean, it's just different colors. It's more greens, and, I love this quilt.
Well, can you keep showing them?
Yeah, I can. It's just hard.
They're hard to show, yes.
They are hard to show.
I will stand up in the background for a minute.
I need one. I always laugh about those places, you see them on Instagram all the time where people...
I think people are getting an idea of it.
Oh, yeah. And then I've been, because we've had so much cat things going on is the backings are. This one has cats all over it because we had kittens while I was doing this. But yeah, no, I love the format of the 25 patch one because it's a very, very traditional. Many quilts are made from that idea of the 2-inch square repeated like in that checkerboard. I just love it. And I love the, just because this quilt is large enough, it's not that big, but it's probably roughly a twin bed size if you want to have or maybe a full bed. And it was doable.
Well, also, I was hoping you'd shift into teaching and like instead of the hot fire of creation, it's like the reflection on your process. And
that's
like,
the
how
part.
did that, what was that like?
Well, that was the part that, I really enjoyed, especially when you took it up, was the fact, would this be the instrument of entry level quilters?
That's what we want.
That is that is one of my dreams, is to be able to mentor young people.
That's what you've been saying.
I have been saying that.
So
I mentored this young person.
Yes. So I came up over the 4th of July weekend, and the 4th of July weekend was special for many reasons. Obviously, it was the 250th birthday of this country, but we had also been in this house for 50 years.
Yeah, that was a big milestone.
Yes.
For it.
And I was also turning 55. So we had 250, 50, and 55, and it just felt like a big deal. And so I came up and I spent that whole weekend.
It was just a passion. I mean,
it was just so much fun sewing this quilt. And this is the same.
It's the same quilt.
Same quilt as that, just with my fabrics and memories and stories.
We have a live needle in there.
So we have a live needle right here. So I'm going to plug it in.
Oh, I know. I love this. And this has been...
I'm just going to
because it's Jackie. It's not, it's like I've never had anybody take something that I've designed and then make it.
Right.
It was just such a, and she had a little bit of instruction on, how to go from there, but she picked the fabrics out.
And I chose these. Look, this is an apron I thrifted 30 years ago, for example. This is fabric from a garage sale when I was a little girl. I mean, I sewed bags with this fabric. Some of it was new, some of it was old. But what I chose to do for the 4-patch was to sort of have it be commemorative of this particular summer, was have it be red and blue and white.
And that's a beautiful circa fabric.
Right. But then the other thing that I really love about it is these are, for instance, Richard's shirts in here. Or like here is another one of, it's funny, this must be, nothing's focusing. So we'll have to insert some pictures. But it has, this was what I was just going to talk about. This fabric, there's this bird that is very important to me in the song of the bird. And so there's birds throughout here.
That's the Liberty of London.
Yeah. And then this, the back is so pretty. And we put a little of
circa fabrics.
Yes.
My little dealer.
Yes. So the most amazing thing is I can say, yes, you can make this. I pieced this in a weekend.
Yes. Well, you were on fire. It was.
It was 3 days of solid sewing, but you could just make your blocks and whatever. But the thrill is, and I'll just show you a few more pieces.
Grandma's sheets.
Grandma's sheets. Yep, right there. And again, the joy of it, like this happens to be my wedding dress here. This was my wedding dress. I love this block so much. And this was just a tea towel of Millie's, for example. And she was that lovely lady who I befriended, a little piece of crane. We have a little piece of grandma's handkerchief with Japanese embroidery on it. Mm-hmm. And we have a little ribbon somewhere.
She's on one of the edges.
We'll find ribbon. But the fantastic and what I'm so grateful for thing, also, I'm sure she's right here. She's right here. Okay, and this is funny because this is with, Okay, here's ribbon just hiding out in there. Mm-hmm. So our dream is to show you how to do this yourself and to kind of lead you to do it. And for Sally to, just like the ribbon wrap, we want to write this so it's autobiographical. Right. So that it's a place to capture memory for you.
Well, it's one of those things to design like this. I have to say I have absolutely nothing wrong with going to a quilt store and getting a quilt designer's fat quarter bundle of her current fabric
offering, where they all go together.
And they all go together because it's really hard sometimes to get things to go together, and that's a skill, mm-hmm. an art. And so that's wonderful. I've been to many quilt stores,
and that is an art, and it is texture, scale,
all of
color.
That, yeah.
I mean, there's so much that goes into varying the values, mm-hmm. and all of that.
It's that reminder of there is an artist behind these fabrics. So I salute you.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I really do. I salute you. But what I find for my quilting and what I want to do is I can't go get it at a quilt shop in one setting.
Right.
I go get those shots of color and I love that. But what building over time, and I'm doing this with my beautiful niece Laura, mm-hmm. is building your stash over time takes time.
Right.
And that's what my quilts are. I've been doing this since 1975.
Right, but I didn't have a huge stash per se. But I went and I bought a few fabrics.
Right. Because we want those quilt shops to be here.
Exactly.
So I go to them and I salute them.
Also, it would be fabulous to use it to exchange fabrics with friends.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so I love that.
You pick out a fabric and we could do it as a knit along, mm-hmm. Again, I don't know how to organize any of this. How wonderful to know that this fabric appears in mine and in yours. And it's sort of like, I just want to harken back to your watercolors. It's creating something from something else and repurposing it. Mm-hmm. And that almost, it's like when you cut into it and give it a different purpose, you release some of its energy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So when the apron becomes, I'll give you an example because I have it right here. Back in the day, Mother made all of these masks, mm-hmm. for COVID. Well, this is gorgeous little fabric. Mm-hmm. I can take this. I don't need this anymore, but the fabric's still here, and it's enough to mm-hmm. put into this quilt. Same with this fabric. Mm-hmm. I love this fabric. Unfortunately, I found these after the fact, but I will just save these. Mm-hmm. My favorite thing are handkerchiefs. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can always find a handkerchief. Mm-hmm. So,
and what I do is I go, when I'm out thrifting, I have two purposes. I always go to the men's shirt departments looking for my two grandsons to wow them, which I did. You saw that at dinner last night.
Yep.
What I like to do is I give them the offering. If they like the shirts, then fine. But if they don't, I always get shirts that can be cut up.
This was a little bit of fabric from Susie Korb.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep. And it's in with some antique lace. I don't, but like these two, I believe were just purchased at a quilt shop.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, one of them is the Liberty of London that I've had for a good long time.
Oh, okay.
But yes.
But there's nothing.
No, I just
at
love
all.
Liberty of London.
Yeah.
Tana Lawn.
And, yeah, but we have new fabric, old vintage.
Yeah. Oh, I know. The new fabrics are like, we are so fortunate. Because when I started out, you didn't have that kind of fabric.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do have to say, I think it's fun because, of course, we always talk about this. And I do think it's fun that these are so of the same era. I don't know that I intended that, but they are.
Well, I know. And then when we took this and you had this in your music room,
it
just
so
looks gorgeous.
Beautiful in
and
there.
This was the fun part is that she wanted me to give her a quilt because the fact that we got this on 3 layers. Anyway, when we took Jackie home, it wasn't, of course, quilted, and she wanted, we're trying to rush out of there to beat bad weather home. And so she wants like a 15-minute quilting lesson. And I looked at that quilt and I'm going, oh, with all the dyeing and the knitting and all that you have with your, what you're involved in, I just said, and plus the fact I had discovered that in the process of this is a very thin cotton blue bar quilt, thin cotton batting.
She was dying to
use.
Try.
So I just said, I will quilt this for you.
Yes.
And that was July 4th weekend. So it is now
almost done pretty much.
I really do. I only have like a tiny little bit.
And it's not that, so this fabric I made a blouse out of. I got the fabric maybe when I was in my 20s, and here it still is. And I didn't even have enough. So then I just throw in this one other square.
Which was a shirt from a vintage. It's a vintage shirt with little birds.
So, and here's another one of Richard's shirts. And the main thing I want to say about it too is Mom used dark and I used light, and they look very different, but it's the same, same thing. And so 2 different people's interpretations completely different. It is a pet project, the idea of doing this as a pattern or as a class.
Yeah, just express interest in comments if you are. Because
we don't want to just do it if nobody wants to do it.
No, that's a lot of work too. But
But I wanted to prove that it was possible because I'm not a quilter, and we also just wanted to go, well, how many squares are there, et cetera, et cetera. It has its own time frame. Even if you watch this and it goes into your head now, oh, I can just start a drawer somewhere where I keep those little pieces, those little scraps of fabric. If I've stained my favorite shirt, I can save.
Well, and there's just so, I'm sure that this is going to fall on people that actually do quilting and may look at it as a different idea from what they're doing. I encourage you to take it wherever you want to go with it. Because,
but if you actually want a diagram and a pattern in the class, that takes more time. And we kind of want to do it. We think it would be so much fun to have conversations, because the other thing that was amazing and fun is each one of these, all you have to do is sew a square. So you sew your 25 patches. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Or you sew your 8 patches.
Well, and what I have to say I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what I love about this and kind of my rebellious quilting nature is there are far easier ways to do this. Whoops. But I don't do the easy way because that's not where my brain is. My brain is not into how can I quickly get this quilt together and done.
No. So let's pretend this was the thing that was so much fun, is you have time to sew a 25 patch and you just start collecting your 25 patches. And then when you actually have the time, and then the way these were done, I just want to say, we go into more detail. But laying them out on a bed and arranging them, that whole conversation, or deciding, oh, this one doesn't deserve to be a 25 patch, I'm cutting it down and it's only going to be the 15 patch.
Or you only had enough fabric to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some of
they
them
all deserve it.
Some of them I didn't have enough fabric, or some of them didn't need to be larger. Or what do you want? What's your center? It was so much fun to lay these down and arrange them.
Wall too.
Yes, that's a whole other conversation that we worked through a lot, of the balance of the blocks. We just had the best time.
Well, and it's just, this is so much just like knitting, is the difference between me being right here with your vest. It has a whole color and texture that you can't see in there.
Right.
And the same way with quilts. When the quilting stitches get here and you're looking at light bounce off. Right. That's what I love about.
Or like deciding on borders. So the very fun thing, I mean, because and if you're new here, hi, I was an elementary school teacher as my first career. So I think I understand. I think the thing that the 100% takeaway of being an elementary school teacher is you can't oversimplify things enough.
Right.
Because actually there's great profundity in the simplest building blocks.
Yes.
So it's not like race through. There's nothing to race through. It's everything's to enjoy. So it just would be very fun to have these conversations and lay fabrics out and just talk through it again. So you let us know. We are very excited though and I cannot wait to bring this home and have it be literally like my home away from home.
Well, because you use your pillow all the time whenever you're.
Oh, I totally do.
I gave you that, and then when you FaceTime me, you're lying on your pillow.
I move it all through the house. It's in both rooms. It's on the porch. It goes with me everywhere. This is Sally's. Oh, I freaking love it.
Well, I love the feel of it now that it's
much.
quilted.
It feels amazing. I'm going to do this with it.
Well, and I'm going to go get what we're going to put on the back.
Oh, okay. What we're going to there. I'm just kidding, but I just love it. Honestly, it is amazing enough. I don't think people wear quilts around, but I could wear this around like a fabulous. Oh, that's right.
This is silk. This was a silk robe that my father had when he was stationed in Okinawa in 1950. Yeah. So this is going to get sewn down on the back. It has a little piece of fabric that Jackie tucked in here.
Yes. Yep. It has a little place for keepsakes.
And, like the story of the quilt could go in there. But that'll go on the back. Well, this isn't a whole quilt podcast. I obviously have a whole quilt podcast worth of, because I have Joe's painting and my quilt, and we'll just have to promise.
Now you have a channel, or have you been podcasting?
I haven't. I mean, I did Sally Journey Quilts. I haven't done that for a year or so, maybe 2 years that I haven't done.
I mean, the buzz that I hear on social media is that people don't feel like they're being seen anymore, and that there's too much algorithmic control. I don't know, but I would say this is how I feel about it all. I feel that it's good to have a sense of detachment from popularity, and to have instead turn your attention to devotion and reverence for the life you are leading.
Yes.
And then no matter what, no matter who sees it, what you can control, practice that. And you can also, here's the furthermore, is life isn't easy. Life is hard. Life has challenges. I totally 100% understand that. And so I feel like, and therefore I have to Because like this summer and being home and taking care of Richard and all of the changes in our whole life, mine to accommodate, to learn from, to be honed by. Nobody
Yes.
else's.
I know, we're all a unique being.
We all have those things.
Yes, yes.
So when we can connect with each other and delight in each other, gosh, that's just a blessing.
Well, this is a place where, I was telling you about, it's not entire, this podcast was not entire, it's a YouTube channel, not entirely new to me, but this is the first time I've tuned in. And this is a woman, her name is Kate. In watching it, she's from the north of England, and it's just a delightful channel to watch because it's very family oriented. And I felt very much like we've been living parallel lives. Like she's over there living her life, doing all these knitting and weaving and gardening and crocheting. And, she was laughing, and she just has this lovely lilty laugh and the accents, of course, that I just love. And her daughter-in-law does her editing, and she was teaching her how to quilt. So it reminded me of our recent experience. And she's been doing this for now 8 years, I believe. It's like having a quilting friend. While I'm quilting, I can put her on. You could imagine sitting there with a cup of tea with this person and be just thoroughly, there's no pretension, no, aren't I great? Look at all this stuff. It was just companionship. And I learned so much by just listening to, her going through her scrap pile. And it's just, and like, it's just like she had this big mess. And I remember when I was doing my scraps and you came and took an overhead picture of me doing it while I'm putting them in their various color groups. And I thought, wow, there's this woman in England that's been doing all of that with her family. And I don't know, it's what, when I'm any of the podcasts that I did under Sally Journey Quilts was for that very reason, to do it for my family and share this love of quilting and all things related to life. But that it doesn't matter who you are, we all have these gifts to share. And I don't know, it felt wonderful.
But the other thing is A, you're allowed to change. B, you're allowed to age.
Yes, definitely.
But who gives you that permission? You do. Ultimately you do. And so I think the whole idea is not, please out there, give me permission. No, you model. And I think you have modeled. We were just talking about this last night because we came home for a feast, and literally Sally had made corn chowder. She had made zucchini pancakes. She had made roasted eggplant spread. She had made 2 kinds of bread, maple oatmeal bread, and then a baguette. She had made our family chocolate cake, which is like made with coffee and sour cream, and you have it with ice cream and raspberries. And then the corn chowder is served with like a sprinkling of bacon. It's all incredibly decadent and amazing. And then we gather around and we did toasts to, everyone. And Sally's toast was, this is just the abundance that we like live into our whole lives, which is this woman who loves us, and provides meals like this, and worked all day, and then there's hours of dishes afterwards.
Yes.
And I'm old enough now to help you with all of that.
Yeah, you did. Everybody did their part.
Yeah, but I think my point is that knowing who you are has way more rootedness than words. I love words. Yes. I love words.
Yes.
But your relationship with yourself isn't verbal. You sit right in the seat of who you are and see the world through your eyes. That's what I love about quilting and knitting, is they're a language too that isn't words. And it's nice to have the truth of who you are come out in what you make: food, quilts, knits, etc.
Well, yes, and it's I don't know, across my path as I've been listening, I listened to Kate's YouTube channel, but I also did Mark Nepo's The Fifth Season video of Golden, and then The Correspondent. And for some odd reason, these things are falling into my what am I going to read next? And they're all about the process of getting to a certain age, where you are in those wonderful late 70s, early 80s, whatever it is, and you start looking back at your life and looking, I think Mark Nepo put it something like, there's a lot more time behind you than there is ahead of you. And so it's not a bad thing, but it's just that reckoning of, oh, I'm not going to waste time with a bunch of is my underarm flab showing in this picture, or whatever it is, you know what I mean? That was self-critical. And so I'd been a lot less focused on those kinds of things and more focused into the if not now, when mantra. I think I even have that in, I have it on a thing over there, because it is so important to go, okay, if I recognize that, those were just kind of some fun play. If I recognize that, then when I say to myself, I really want to have a big pile of quilts that, not to be at my funeral, I don't mean that, but to have where the people that I love will not only have the legacy like we were discussing with Grandma Gert, that every time I make my bed, it gives me this connection to my mother, and I always smile and go like, I'm making my bed, Mom, because she did every day and I didn't for years and years and years. But now I know that I'm actually following through on that.
You were talking about when you're not here and the pile of quilts, and I'm going to say, I just know. I think what the legacy is how you are when you are here, which is so loving, so curious, so open, so delighted, and you show us that.
Well, I know that.
But I just want to say, because I have lost my father and my grandmother, like everyone does, and you have lost people too, and you know what you remember is who they are, not there.
But the fact that when I make my bed, I smile and think, I'm making my bed, Mom. That's the more important thing. Yeah.
And I have to admit, and I also I'm going to say, maybe I'm younger than you, I don't think there'll ever be an age where I'll be free of making the choice to be hard on myself, or the choice to be kind to myself.
Yeah. I'm finding more beauty in my old self than what I allowed myself when I was younger. But now I look back at my younger self and go, oh, look at that beautiful young woman that was doing all these things.
It's like if you could burn off the judgment, the anxiety, the contempt, the fear, if you can burn that off and just be, at peace with yourself, that's such a relief for you and for everyone you interact with. So when you do your work on yourself, you are literally leaving a legacy.
Yeah, I think so too. And it's kind of interesting because I did these little, we've showed these before, so I'm not even going to go through, but the fact that this stack is only this big now.
Right.
And it used to be like up here. Those were all little pieces of, the watercolor to paper quilt journey that I was on. That I did these, I think, in 25, but the watercolors were actually started in 24. And so, and then when I discovered that was when you were here one time and you said, oh, these would be lovely with words. You, in so many ways, we bounce off each other. And then Lily goes, well, I have this, jar of stamp letters. And what's happened with these little pieces is they've been just gifts. I mean, I have given so many of those away.
Well, they're like I learned this from you.
Cards. Yeah.
Well, no, they're hearts. Like I give
hearts
away.
Is exactly
and you give these away.
Yeah.
And I literally will sit there and knit a heart for somebody and spend time with them and then give them the heart.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just make it right in front of them too.
Yeah.
And they feel they're on such pretty paper. That to say, we really would love to hear from you in the comments about quilts and yarns. And I would like to say that if I can, I would love to go to Rhinebeck.
Oh, yes.
And so if you're thinking about, should I buy a kit from Jackie? If you buy it now, that would help me to go to Rhinebeck. Give us your feedback on the quilting. Ribbons and Wreathings is the knitting site or the yarn site. And I will put information up. This Upward Blue will be available right now from the podcast. So, so that's great if you can support us.
And these are all available now, aren't they?
These are all available right now on the bases Swagger, which is the worsted, and Aran weight and polish. And then, of course, if you wanted, you could have them on Surrey or silk mohair too. That's fine. So those are
It's just so wonderful to be able to just have those choices.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
And we kind of got off on quilting, but I also
it's fine. I know. It's just us and creativity. But I have ever since I feel like being able to make the color is such a massive change.
Yeah,
such a massive change that I am forever grateful for and humbled by, and I have no sense of like, aren't I great? Because the more you learn, the more humbled you are and in awe that you are. And so I'm just basically just grateful to be able to do this. And then I come up, but like I could die all day long, but I want to knit too. This plays so well with clothes. This thing does. And it just adds that little insouciant layer over a dress, over a blouse. This book, highly recommend it. And if you want to, join us on Patreon, that's amazing. We have live Zooms. I say we because the Patreon community, the folks that pop in and out, they don't always attend every Zoom, but they're wonderful, wonderful people to get to know. And it is utterly about you're all welcome. The price of entry is just sincerity, I suppose, that you are willing to witness somebody else and let them be who they are, and you feel no need to change that and just move on and let yourself be who you are. That's what it's like there, which is very refreshing. I'm very emphatic about that. I guess from my being an elementary school teacher, the fundamental, most important thing I did every year, and this is the time of year, and Jamie's hard back at it, and God bless all the teachers out there.
Yes.
Is feeling welcome. You got to feel welcome
to be safe.
Yep, and you are welcome. So, anyways, thank you.
And Jackie, this has been wonderful. I mean, I don't want to take this for granted because I'm sitting here going like, I'm on a podcast with Jackie, and I love you, and I miss you
too. I know. I miss you too. And I'm a terrible one for talking on the phone. I just sit and miss rather than
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I've been quilting on your quilt, and when I put so much love into the quilting stitches that when you wrap that around you, you're going to know that I love you.
Well, and here's another thing I want to say is of all the people in my life, guess who's owed a sweater? It's Joe Rose.
Yes.
So when I finally make Joe Rose his sweater, I mean, he's such a good-natured, sweet, amazing thing. He doesn't even mind that I knit Richard's mother a sweater before I knit him a sweater.
And he's such a clothes horse.
Yes, I
love clothes.
He's so experimental, and they all, Lily and he and Heron, they all thrift. It's so much fun. I brought something to show you because I have to say this thing looks amazing with camo, and I don't have any camo here, so I'm just speaking of thrifting. This is from the Bounty.
Oh yeah, we got to go to the Bounty.
But like, just so you can see it.
Oh my God!
I mean, it's
because for those of us that can't get the whole sweater done, this does it, doesn't it?
Oh, totally. Yeah. And she has turtlenecks, so you could have it be a turtleneck, and whatever.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous!
And it's just so good. So I love the Bounty. Maybe we'll get over there today too.
That would be wonderful.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.